Genoa City is about to explode with family tension, corporate warfare, and a confrontation that could reopen some of Sharon Newman's darkest wounds. Kyle and Victoria's growing connection is suddenly exposed in front of Claire and Holden. Kane refuses to surrender Chancellor without a fight. And just when Tuesday's drama settles, Sharon prepares to unleash her fury on Matt Clark, while Victor takes action to protect his troubled family. On Tuesday, August 18th, the tension begins at Abbott, where Jack Abbott acknowledges that the Abbotts may have a legitimate claim to Chancellor. However, Jack clearly doesn't seem eager to turn the situation into an all-out war. Kane Ashby has a very different attitude. He makes it clear that he's willing to get ugly with Billy Abbott if that's what it takes to protect Lily Winter's interests. Billy soon arrives and insists that Connie should back down because he believes Chancellor legitimately belongs to him. When Billy questions why Kane is fighting Lily's battle, Kane explains that Lily is busy working with Amanda Sinclair and the legal team. Billy remains confident and even offers Kane the same research and development position Kane once offered him. Kane refuses. He has no intention of accepting a handout or walking away from the Chancellor battle. Billy becomes increasingly frustrated when Jack refuses to fully support him. After Billy storms off, Jack admits that his sisters convinced him to stay out of the fight. Still, Jack gives Kane a serious warning. If John Abbott's name or reputation is damaged during this battle, Kane will have to answer to him. Meanwhile, another uncomfortable situation develops at Crimson Lights. Kyle Abbott surprises Victoria Newman and checks in on her, including asking about Nick Newman. The two sit down together and begin bonding again, but the moment becomes awkward when Claire Newman and Holden Novak suddenly arrive and catch them together. Claire appears grateful that Kyle and Jack have been supporting Victoria during Nick's ordeal. However, once Claire and Holden move to the patio, they acknowledge just how uncomfortable the encounter was. Holden wonders whether Victoria secretly wishes Claire were still with Kyle, but Claire quickly rejects the idea and insists her mother wants her to make her own decisions. Holden then explains Billy's attempt to take control of Chancellor and admits that the situation leaves his own future uncertain. Back inside, Kyle talks to Victoria about how time can heal emotional wounds and cause old feelings to fade. Victoria assumes seeing Claire with Holden must still be difficult for him, but Kyle claims he is adjusted. Billy eventually arrives looking tense and distracted, immediately making Victoria suspicious that more trouble is coming. Later, Billy approaches Holden with a tempting proposition. He wants Holden to remain at Chancellor, but there is a condition. Holden will have to choose a side. Billy warns that supporting Lily could leave Holden with nothing, while staying loyal to him could eventually put Holden in a position to run a company of his own. Claire watches as Holden considers the offer, but Holden has one major concern. Why should he trust Billy? Elsewhere, the Shadow Room delivers a much happier development. Danny Romalotti performs a song from his new album for Christine, Michael, and Lauren. Danny then reveals another major surprise. He worked out an agreement with Noah Newman and now owns half of the club. For Danny, it's more than a business deal. It's proof that he intends to remain in Genoa City and build a real future there. But as Tuesday's drama gives way to Wednesday, August 19th, the focus shifts toward an even more emotional confrontation. Victor and Nikki Newman turn their attention to Nick. Although Nick appears to be making progress in rehab, Victor remains determined to find additional ways to help his son through the crisis. Nikki understands Victor's desire to protect Nick, but she may remind him that Nick ultimately has to do the difficult work himself if he truly wants to rebuild his life. Another concern involves Adam Newman and Christian. Nick asked Adam to look after Christian, but Nikki worries that Adam's biological connection to the boy could complicate matters. Victor may promise to watch the situation closely and make sure Adam doesn't cross any boundaries. Kyle will also find himself dealing with the potential fallout from Billy's Chancellor battle. With the conflict threatening to become a destructive public fight that could damage Abbott and the Abbott family legacy, Kyle will try to keep the situation under control. However, the most explosive moment is set to unfold at Crimson Lights when Sharon Newman comes face to face with Matt Clark. Matt will seek forgiveness for his past mistakes, but Sharon won't be ready to give it. Instead, years of anger and painful memories are expected to come rushing back. After everything Nick has recently endured, Sharon has even more reason to blame Matt for helping send Nick down a destructive path. For Sharon, Matt's request for forgiveness may simply be too much. She hasn't forgotten the pain he caused in the past, and Nick's latest struggles have only reopened those wounds. Sharon is prepared to reject Matt and unleash the anger she has carried for years. Matt may walk away frustrated and rejected, but his troubles appear far from over. With Billy and Kane's Chancellor war intensifying, Kyle and Victoria growing closer, Victor fighting to protect Nick, and Sharon finally confronting Matt, Genoa City is heading straight into another dangerous wave of conflict.